Hey YouTube, it's your girl now back on another video, and as y'all can see by today's title, today is part 2 of my documentary about myself. And we're gonna start from the beginning, and I don't care for who feels type of way. I don't really care for that because this is about me. I'm always looking for everybody else's validation, but what about my validations? So if you don't like this video, I suggest if you feel like me talking about my life is going to bother you, please click out. Do so right now, because I'm not feeling apologetic for anything that I'm about to say, because this is my experience, my life. This is through, it's always two sides of every story. This is my version. So you cannot make me change anything about my version. Everybody always talking about, oh, you don't let the world see that, or right, I'm not letting the world see you. I'm letting the world see me. That's the difference. So if you don't feel like this is pertaining to you, or you feel like I'm lying, or you feel anything of that sort, click out, because it's not about you. It's about me and the way I feel and what I went through from my point of view. It may be incorrect to you because, hey, you're not the one living that story. So with that being said, we're going to start on to the video right now. Part 2 of my documentary of my life. Growing up starting off when I was a kid, my mom and my dad was not together. My dad had his own family. He did whatever he wanted to. My mama had us as a whole. But you know, that could take a mental break down on everybody anyways. Being a mom, being a single mother, looking for somebody to love you. It's a lot of things that can lead to that. And that's why the way I am right now, because, you know, it's like I seen a lot growing up. I seen what everybody went through around me. And I always, as a kid growing up, I never put like myself in their shoes. I never really did that. And now, because I got older, I realized and seen. So it's not a bashing story. It's me just from what I recognize and what I know now. So we're going to start off from what I recognized. Well, what I seen as a kid, to me not being knowledgeable now. So when I was a kid, I see my mama go through different relationships, and she was just basically, let me tell y'all my kid version. So it may be hardcore to the motherfucking course. It may be harsh, but it really wasn't intentionally. This is just me growing up as a kid, and now I can right my wrongs. You know, so growing up as a kid, I seen her having different relationships. It wasn't like she had different men in and out. She had relationships with them. She had years attached to each guy that she was with. So I just can't say that, oh, my mama was getting around. No. But what I can say is that the dudes that she was with wasn't really for her. They wasn't really for her. And she was once upon a time weak-minded. Like I said, this is not a story about her, but I'm just telling you what I've seen. And yeah, so she was looking for love in every which way but the right. My granny played a part of helping take care of me. My auntie played a part taking care of me. You know, I'm my first child. So, you know, the first child, they say get it the worst. And because they mean by that is that you see more than a little bit of what you should. And it's like the second kid, it's not that bad. The third kid is not bad at all. The fourth kid, it's not bad at all. You feel me? So it's like after a while, it's like it's different. But I was the first. I was the oldest. I was the only child for a minute. Then when she told me she was having another girl, I wasn't really happy because I was the only kid. But I did want friends because I didn't have friends. Like, point blank period. I just didn't have friends. I didn't have friends for a lot of reasons. I was heavy set. Always have been. Still am. Clearly, y'all. But I didn't know my self-worth. I didn't know how to do self-love because I watched my mama look for validation from everybody. And she gave my granny hard times, but I feel like that was because, like, I don't know her because that's not my story. That's not the story to tell. I'm just telling you from what I knew. But it was like, my mama was my granny rough child. My mama was my granny rough child. And it's like, I see a pattern. That's why I'm willing to break that cycle. And I don't care what nobody else say. Everybody telling me I need to not be closed up, and then they telling me I need to, like, it be confusing. This is why I'm telling y'all from as a kid. So I watched a lot of things from the outside looking in, but I also was there physically, seen a lot of things. And, you know, I seen them with my own 2 eyes, witnessed a lot of things. So now, like, every relationship that she got in was very toxic. And if y'all don't know what the true definition is of toxic, it's very bad. basically for the health. It can be bad for the health, very bad. And I was on mama's side. I was my mama rock. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I admired my mama when I was a kid. She don't know that, but hey, to each his own. But I'm just telling y'all from my story, because I'm telling y'all. I admire my mom, even though I didn't know exactly everything about her. Like, I didn't know, I was just learning her because I haven't been in the world long enough to know everything about my mom. But I was admiring to her because every time she got into it with a guy, I didn't care if she was right or wrong. I never even thought about her being in the wrong. I'm not even gonna lie. I swear up and down she was right, and I'm gonna stick beside her. That's my mama, and I'm gonna ride with her. And every relationship she got in, you're not really supposed to be in harm's way, but I was as a kid, because my mama, I'm finna kill y'all. When she got her ankle broke, I was finna go kill everybody. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it was just, I was finna knock everybody out because I was so upset. I was so upset to see my mama needing help, but she couldn't take care of me at the time because her ankle was broken every way, which way but the right. So she wasn't able to move around. She was in pain a lot. So I knew that my granny had to step apart in. So I seen a lot growing up. So it was like every relationship she got in, like I said, was looking for validation. Fail. So I always was like, I'm always on my rock. But, like I said, she was in her weak state of mind when she was with these guys because she was looking for validation. And I turned around and I help her fight. That was just my mom. That's what I'm saying. Like, she was my rock. And she don't know that, but she feel like she don't know that or whatever she may be. But this is my story, so I really could care less about what anybody else feel, because I'm telling y'all from what I know. I felt like she was in her weak state of mind, and I seen that. And that she was very vulnerable, and I was very loving kid because I wanted my mama to stop crying. I wanted my mama to see her happy. I wanted to see a lot of things. So, that can mess with your mental state and your responsibilities when you're looking for love on the outside and you have it right in front of you, which that can be cloudy. That can cloud a lot of judgments. And what I mean by that is, it was like my mama was there physically for me. Like, she was making sure I was clothed, bathed, fed, and some days we went without. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not ashamed to where I came from. I really was for a long time. I was ashamed from where I came from, but I had to realize that's who made me. Like, everything that I went through made me who I am today, and I wouldn't change that for nobody, because I'm a hard, solid rock, but I'm like a cookie for real. Like, I can crumble like anybody else's, but can anybody shake back like I do on their own? Nah, not really. But it's a lot of touchy subjects, because it's like, it takes time to heal. Like, I'm still healing from a lot of child trauma, I'm not gonna lie. And to say that, it's one step to recovery, because I know what it was like as a kid. Always having to go to all these places to go get stuff from food pantries, and I had to go through a lot. Why am I crying? Give me a second. Take 8, because no, this is not what I'm here for. I had to go through a lot. Going to school, getting bullied. I never stunk. Like, I can admit that. I never was thinking, and I always had my hair did. But like the clothing, I was obsessed with doing nails. Like, every dollar I got, I went to the hair store and got me nails and some glue. Like, and I knew in my passion, I wanted to do nails. Like, that right there was everything to me. I stayed going to the dang nail shops, asking, can I get my nails done? I'm like, Mama, I'm your girl. I'm like, I see a lot of, like, TikTok, well, at the time it was YouTube. Like, YouTube is something else, like commercials talking about, oh, mommy and daughter dates and woo-doo. I'm like, Mama, I'm your person for real. Like, before it was like, they finally found out, oh, I'm your person. I was basically telling Mama, I'm your daughter. Like, everybody be wanting the mommy and daughter and woo-doo. But I'm not, like I said, growing up with validation, she was looking for validation from other people. She didn't know that she had something right in front of her. So I can't blame her for that, because like I said also, she was my granny problem child. So by her being a problem child, she didn't probably get that love and affection that she really needed to treat me that way. So I can't blame her. So, like, going to food pantries, getting clothes from there, Mama didn't have money for me. Like, I didn't went days without lights. I went without food. I went without being able to go to school. I went through a whole lot. And that's why I'm like, Oh my freaking gosh. I'm not finna cry because it's not what I'm doing for this video. Like, another 5 minutes. Give me a second. Let's see here. I think the problem is a little hot in here. I didn't have that support system. My dad wasn't around. Every other guy after that definitely wasn't my dad, and they wasn't showing any father figure duties, because one minute they here today, next minute they gone by tomorrow, next minute they putting their hands on her, next minute they stealing from her. And I'm like, okay, she ain't got too much for you to be stealing, so you stealing from me at this point, because like I said, she wasn't buying me anything. I was going to St. Vincent getting free stuff as a kid. I was getting free things. There's nothing wrong with getting free things, but to only be able to get free things is a different story. I went days without food, no lights, but you know what I can say, my mama was there. She was there most of the time. Other than that, I was either at my granny house because my granny had it, and it was probably one time I probably left outside all day because she couldn't bear, like, I understood, like, she couldn't bear the fact that we didn't have nothing, and so she did, like, practically leave me in the house alone. But you know, that's why I'm grateful for the things that she did do for me, because y'all gonna see what I get to points. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm not trying to really miss out on nothing, but I'm not trying to really sugarcoat nothing, because sugarcoating it is not helping either. So yeah, so some days I was there. I know what it feels like to be alone, and at a young age. So I had to start washing dishes. I had to start cleaning up after myself. I had to make sure I was doing good. Like, you feel me? I had, like, I appreciate, I'm sad that I had to learn at a young age, but I appreciate it because that's who I am today, because she did teach me that. Knowing all that leads me back into, my granny was helpful. My granny was around, but then I grew up by my granny. And the only reason I grew up by my granny because my granny would just listen. She would just listen to me cry a lot. Like, she would listen to me cry, and she wouldn't, like, she didn't judge me. She didn't judge me, even though she should have probably gave that opening ear to my mom. My mama needed, but I wasn't, you know, my mama had her time. She's grown now, and that's all up to her to make her own life decisions in a better path. So, my granny was just listening to me. My granny and my auntie was my biggest rock, because, like, I admired my mama, yes, but I just always felt like, oh yeah, my mama and my granny is the people I should be around, because my cousin was getting everything. She never had to go to St. Vincent. She never had to go food pantries. She never had to go to soup kitchens. She never had to go get anything free. She never had to do anything to buy anything. Like, she had everything, anything. So I only stole from my granny house. I never stole from stores until I'm gonna explain that to y'all. I really never stole from stores, but when I did the stealing, I became sticky hand like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. Not having it was another story. To see my cousin and me neck to neck, running in the same age frame, and her mama is younger than my mama, but my mama not acting like her mama. Like, it was killing me, because it was like, dang, my cousin get everything. She get any and everything. She get help if she need help. Like, but you see, this is the thing. My mama was my rock, like, when it came down to certain crazy things. Like, me going to school and coming home asking for homework, I wasn't able to get that, because I don't know if my mama just didn't understand the homework and she just never wanted to tell me that, or whatever. So the case may be. So then I just stopped doing homework. I started going to school and doing I was a very intelligent girl, and it was crazy because I was very smart. When I think about them days, I was very smart. When I went to school, I'm the only kid doing homework. I'm first one done. First one won. Like, I am doing that shit. Like, I read most books out of the class. I got to be somebody else's tutor, because they was trying to motivate me to come to school, because I was a very smart girl. But I let what everybody else tell me drag me to be exactly what everybody wanted me to be. And this is where I fast forward the story up a little bit, because it's like, y'all heard I went through all this, but then it was hard in school because numbers was backwards to me. And I know now, I have a little dyslexia. But I'm not going to tell nobody that because I did everything to strive to where I am now. So I don't let nobody else make me feel bad about anything. I had dyslexia bad. But, you know, telling my mama that and the school trying to explain that to her, it was like I said again. She was looking for validation in the wrong area, so she wasn't paying attention. She wasn't paying attention to the smallest details. And I know that now, but you know, I can't, she like they say, your mother knows you best, but not this mom. My mom knew me for a certain extent. Like, I'm not bashing her. It's not a bad story. It's just, my dad was never there. And that, when I found out that boy was slower than a bag of rocks, I was grateful to know that I had knowledge. You feel me? Lord rest his soul. But I was happy. What's really going on now? Oh, hell no. What in the devil? What in the devil? Anyways, because I don't know what's going on. Everything was just going left for me. So I was in school and I had dyslexia. Me knowing now I had dyslexia bad. Like, bad. But I ended up getting this one teacher that sat there and broke everything down with me so I can become better at reading and telling time. My numbers, I could not see the right number. Like, for some odd reason, them numbers was really upside down to me. Like, them numbers was bad. Like, the numbers was bad to me. Like, I couldn't see them numbers. And it was like, dang. Like, even on a regular, like a digital clock, you had the old school fashion clock and the digital clock. I couldn't tell time at all. But she sat there and my teacher practiced with me reading books. And that's why I was able to read more books in the school. That's why I was able to follow that right path. Because I didn't know that I had dyslexia. But when they broke it down to me, they were like, oh yeah, you read stuff that's not there. Like, you make up your own words. It's impossible. Like, so I feel like a dyslexia person is the most smartest person. For you to even create a whole different word that's upside down, that's probably the hardest thing. Like, saying your ABCs backwards is hard. Yes. But try doing that the correct way. Yeah, I give my props to dyslexia people because it's a hard thing. So, and then, like, I was like, okay, cool. My teacher's teaching me how to do all this. Like, she's teaching me everything. I had this one teacher, she took me out of town with her. She made sure I got my grades up. She made sure anything. With her help, I was able to reach honor roll. Boy, y'all don't even understand that feeling. To go from getting average, they gave me grades because I was coming to school. I was getting graded for coming to school. I wasn't getting graded for my homework because I told y'all I just gave up on homework. It was not my cup of tea. I asked for help at home. I was not getting that. So, and it was like a thing our family is ashamed to have labels on the name. Like, you're being dyslexia, you're being disabled, you're being mentally challenged, you're being anything. They was not playing that. So that was not even in my vocabulary. So I was grateful to have this teacher. Name is Applewhite. I can't think of her first name, but if I ever find her again, I want to repay her back because that lady took her time out of her life to help me. Boy, she made sure I learned that time. I learned my timetables. I ended up learning how to read. Guess what? Now I'm head of the class with reading. I done won the damn books series thing. I beat everybody in timetables. I made it around the world, like doing my multiplication. I made it around the world, and they was shocked. The teacher was impressed because I went from getting like literally D's and F's to me jumping up to getting the straight A's. Who you know? Cause who this for? What? You feel me? Cause what? That right there was a different feeling. I was able to go to the honor roll, get the little necklace that we read all the books. I was able to get honored. Like, that feeling was different. Now, did I say anybody was there to support me when I did all that? I didn't say all that now. You know what they told me? I done stole somebody damn homework paper, or I stole somebody honor roll paper. They told me that. I said, ooh. Now they told me I stole somebody's honor roll paper. Y'all don't even believe in me. You feel me? Like, growing up as a kid, it was hard, like, very hard. And I was getting bullied because I was heavy set. And the way I would have to make friends is I would have to do dumb stuff. Like, I used to put mayonnaise on my salad and my pizza. And I used to have everybody thinking that was funny. And it wasn't funny. Now, because I'm older, I'm like, I will whoop every single last one of you bitches that even chuckled. I will whoop y'all ass for every one of y'all for even chuckling. And I used to be like, dang. Like, I used to do dumb stuff. Like, mayonnaise became my peacemaker. So I used to eat mayonnaise with everything. Everything. And it was sick. I could throw up now thinking about it. That's why I don't really mess with mayonnaise now. But, like, I used to do some sickening things. Like, just for friends or validations. Like, Mom was using validation from me. I feel like other men. But I was doing it with dumb stuff and trying to make friends. And I was trying to be outspoken because I was, like I said, I was going through a lot. I got home some days, like my mama had bad days, and she'd just yell at me and basically say the things that the kids at the school would say to me. So it was kind of like, she gonna tell you otherwise, but I'm gonna tell you what I know, and it's from me and my story. It's not about nobody else's. She definitely basically treating me like the kids, because she went from she got hurt so many times that when she started getting her strength, and this is why I jump back and forth, because I want y'all to see the time frames. She was very, very sad, and I was there by her side for all of it. Then I started going to school, but then I started dropping out of school. Every day I wasn't going. I was going probably once out of a week, probably twice out of a week. I really wasn't going to school, and it's 5 days in a week for school, and there's 7 days in a week as a whole. And I was only going to school probably once or twice a week, probably. Some days I wouldn't even go the whole week. So I was barely going to school. And it showed. And when I did go to school, it was like the teachers would make jokes. Like, well, we know you're not going to be here tomorrow. Like, y'all didn't know my living situation. So y'all didn't know. Like, and that's why I don't judge nobody, because I know exactly how that feel. To go through what I went through as a person, as a kid, that was a hard time for me. I didn't care about nobody else's feelings. Since I got older, I changed my whole mentality and mindset, and I was able to be more open. And I feel like I'm smarter than my mom and my dad. I know I'm smarter than my mom and my dad. And I'm wise, I'm mature. I've always been mature for my age. That was never the problem. I've always been mature for my age, but my family didn't see it because they told me to be a kid, or that's why I'm slow, or that's why I'm this and that and third, and be more like my cousin. Like I said, my cousin basically had everything that she needed. So when she was falling in school, they got her a tutor. When she got her a tutor, she got her a counselor. When she got her a counselor, she got her everything that she needed. Like, she got her everything that she needed to try to stay above water until she really sunk bottom float. But, they were pushing me to be like her so much. They was basically blocking who I wanted to become, or what I wanted to do, and how did I need help to get there. They was blocking all that out the way, because it didn't matter to them. Because it's starting to get hot. Because who this for? Okay, my bad. I need some air. So I'm gonna talk a little louder. So I'm like, yeah. Growing up, I had it hard. So then, about time middle school came, I became a hard, tough biatch. I was a hard, tough biatch. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I was unfuckable, a little touchable with. Like, I was not fuckable with. Like, you wasn't. Nobody was tapping to me. I don't care. I don't care about what I look like. I don't care about none of that. When you talk that stuff, you better walk it, because I'm finna walk you like a dog. So, middle school, I became a bad-ass kid. I went from being like my mom. That's what I'm saying. Like, these toxic traits is so harmful for y'all kids. So y'all need to better yourself, for y'all kids won't go through all what y'all went through at a young age and growing up, because y'all making it hard for them. You want to do better than what you got taught, so you could teach your kid the better. You feel me? Like, and people don't understand that. And I'm telling y'all right now, middle school, I was rocking hoes. Yeah. Call me Rock Diesel, because I was rocking hoes. I was rocking. I ain't gonna lie. You fat, fuck up. Now I'm sent home for a week. Now I'm missing school for a reason. Oh, that's why your mom. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Now I'm back. You just got back yesterday. What happened? Oh, I know. You're fat. Boop. Now I'm knocking hoes left and right. Now I'm getting sent home every damn day I go to school. Now I'm getting weeks to 2 weeks every day going home. ISS every day going home. ISS every day going home. How you get kicked out of ISS? That was your I was you call me out my name, you talk about my shoe, you talk about where I look, dress, anything. I'm on you. And like it was very bad for me. So I didn't like nobody talking about me because I did not play that. The most meanest girls in school, I had to knock out and put them in their place and ask a couple of them. They want to be my friend now. Yeah, I don't play that. Don't bully me. Don't bully people I'm around. None of that. I'm not with that. Don't bully me. You better take this shit across the street, around the corner, and upside down. I do not want no partakes in that. You bullying somebody in front of me, I need you to remove yourself. You bullying me, I'm finna do you. So you ain't got to move. I'm going to move you. You know, so that's what it became. My middle school year, I became a roughhouser. Now my mama went from being soft to now she tough. So now we both tough. So now we in here. She calling me crazy type of names. I'm crying and breaking down because she's the only person that can break me down. And I feel like she knew that. That's why she used that to her power. She used what my weakness was, which is her talking about my weight. Or she took what she knew hurting me and threw it back in my face. She threw what I told her about other kids doing to me back in my face. So now then, you know, that became me to stay away from my mom. I went from looking at her as my idol to me staying away from her as my mom. Like, I didn't want to be around her. And she'll tell you herself, but it's the only thing that she will forever tell you. You hated me. You told me that you hated me and you never know. I didn't never tell you I hated you. I just told you I wish my life was better because I went through a lot with you. And it's like you forget who was there with you before anybody else was there with you. I've been with you from the beginning to the end until now, until forever. I've been there. I was the first kid to experience everything. I went from the kid to seeing you getting beat up to you finding your peace until now you're being bullied. You're being a bully because you got bullied for so long. And you know, hurt people. So she was already hurting. So she ended up hurting me and not knowing that she was hurting me. And I'm like, you know, I sucked it up, put it to the chin, and I took that shit. Because, you know, I just told myself, I'm moving out at 18. I had goals, and I set most of them until I let somebody pull me back. And we're going to get there. That's a whole nother story. Because that needs its own story for its own self. So I became a hard kid. High school. And this is where the story might have to cut off because high school is when it gets deeper. And like I said, I went from a soft to hard to now I start mellowing out and I start knowing my worth. High school is a whole other story. We're going to have to come back. That's a whole other part, documentary part 3. And that was where it gets serious. And I need y'all to come back because I actually did some things that I regret. But then again, some things that just had to be done. So I was growing up as a kid, no lights, no food, none of that. Watching mama break down, go through all that she went through, and I was there. Then she started getting solid. Then she started taking her anger out on me, and I felt like that was not right because it put me a hold on me and my dyslexia. Because then I started learning how to read, so now I know how to read, and I know how to tell time, now I know how to do anything. But they was not happy for me. High school was where I took over a different turn of myself, and I had to start letting boundaries and set ground rules play its part. Yeah, so come back for part 3 if y'all wants to know, because it gets more juicier than this. That was just my little life story that was sad, but it wasn't sad because I'm about to start from middle school again. So just stay in the middle school era, and I'm about to explain that to y'all. My middle school, my 5th and 6th grade. I talked about my 5th and 6th grade. I talked about that. My 7th and 8th grade and high school is what we're going to come back to. Have a nice day and subscribe.